You look fine. All right. We're live. We are live. Sorry we had some technical difficulties. I'm here with Cindy Sanabria. Am I saying right?
Sanabria, same thing. It's cool.
All right. I knew this would happen. Getting a phone call. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. All right. Well, we're live. I might have to let you talk for a few minutes, or I'll play the trailer for a second. And well, I'm here with Cindy Sanabria. Am I saying I butcher names? So Cindy S.
Cindy Sanabria.
Sanabria. I got
Yeah,
it. I got
yeah.
it now. I think. I just
Okay.
won't say your last name again. I'll
Okay.
butcher it. I'll butcher
That's
it like
fine.
a horror movie.
Slaughter sin. Slaughter sin.
But I'm here with Cindy, and we're here to talk about Horror Able. She's a filmmaker, a writer, a special effects makeup artist too.
Yes.
A book of all trades.
Yes, yes. Thank you. And a horror host with the horror tour guide. And
Oh, I
one of
love it. That's a cool shirt.
thank you, thank you. It's part of one of the perks.
Oh
The
yeah, it's
one perk.
nice.
Yes.
We're gonna
Thank
look at the perks tonight.
Yay.
Hi
I'm
Amy, how are you doing? Good to see you.
Amy.
She knows that I do what I do for work, so you know, she recommended you, and I figured you'd be the perfect guest because, like I was saying, I deal with people with different abilities, and it's
Nice.
something I'm very passionate about. I love it a whole bunch. It's my career. I do about 320 hours every 2 weeks lately, so I mean, I'm on the go. I'm on the go with it.
Awesome.
But what I kind of heard why before because I snuck in on John Evans' interview today, to
Right.
watch a little bit, get a little bit of info. But
Okay.
why don't you explain to everybody what got you started to want to make this film?
Well, many reasons. I do have friends in the industry that have disabilities. I come from a family with disabilities, and I am a person that's always advocating for inclusivity. This was just a topic that seemed to keep coming up, and I wanted to tell their stories because some of them, were having problems trying to break through to where they really wanted to be at in the industry, and I just find these people fascinating. They shed light on different conditions, and they break down how they overcome these barriers, which I feel is the most important thing. So it's very inspiring, and I feel like it would encourage others to come forward and you know um, be more open with disclosure, because some people get injured on sets because they don't disclose that they're disabled for fear that they may lose their job, um, while others are very open about it and it has worked to their benefit. So um, it's just a fascinating subject, something that I feel very passionate about, something that I stand behind, and I just want to spread the message, spread the word, create awareness, and um, and I feel that in turn we're gonna be rewarded with some great stuff coming up in the horror world. So yeah, support your fellow filmmakers.
I totally agree. I mean, I've worked with all different levels of people with different abilities. Like I told you,
Mhm.
that's what I like to call them. And I've seen guys who will there's a certain part of their brain, whether if it's a mental uh, thing where they have certain abilities because like one guy could remember every single day of the month, make a calendar for you 5, 10 years in the future, in the future, and know every date, every holiday, that date. He made me one. He passed away a few years ago, and he made me a
Oh,
2018 calendar in like 2014. So I took me 4 years. It was like a year after he passed away,
wow.
for me to be able to use it. Yeah,
Oh,
and
wow.
yeah, it was crazy. Well, I couldn't believe it. He made a map of the state of Missouri using single pieces of computer paper or regular paper, like I don't want to, but regular computer paper and your
Right.
regular sheets of paper. It had to be, I think it was 12 feet by 10 feet of the,
Wow.
and every road was perfect. Every map was perfect. he glued it. He'd make cereal boxes. So seeing the
Wow,
different abilities that I've worked with is amazing, amazing. And
that's
I've seen
really
so many different people with different abilities that you can't even imagine how they have it and they keep it in their mind. I can barely remember how to say a name. I think I'm the one with who has, has learning disabilities because the way their brain works, I wish mine worked like it because some
right.
of the stuff they do is just it's amazing. It's like that movie we if with Rain Man with Tom Cruise. There's people like that I've met. So yeah, and
Mm.
we have others with physical ability disabilities and just different things. And it's something really special. And when you get to help somebody like that, and they really help you more than you help them. That's the way I look at it.
Absolutely, I agree. And I mean, this documentary, Horror Able, it sheds light on a lot of different aspects that you probably wouldn't even think about when it comes to this subject, you know. So I feel that, I feel that it's a very amazing project. There's wonderful people. Everybody on it shares a beautiful story about, their life and their love for horror. And I was just in complete awe. I mean, I was amazed as a fellow filmmaker. It's a very inspiring documentary, and I really do encourage people to donate because, you know, um, these stories need to be told. These stories need to be heard, and they all, everyone on it has such a passion for creativity in this industry. So that's one thing that we all share in common, is the common love for horror. So it doesn't matter what you look like, but we all know that, we have that common interest. So yeah, so I definitely encourage you to support because these people, their stories are important. And it will it would your help will help me finish this documentary because it's already made, you know?
Yeah, so you have it pretty much ready to go. You just want to work on production and getting it out there and giving people an opportunity to see it and have the value that it needs to be able to distribute it. And that makes a lot of sense.
Mhm.
So did you, well, was this, how long did it take you to put all this together?
It's an experimental documentary. It took me basically like the first year and a half or two of the quarantine. So like literally when the pandemic started, because it was already it was already a project that I was working on that I wanted to do. And I started to raise money for it as a documentary like before I even shot it. And then it kind of just trickled into what it is now. It's an experimental version of my filmmaking. And so I was able to get all the interviews and everything. So in about I would say it's taken about close to 2 years actually to, you know, where it's come.
So did
Thank
you
you.
actually conduct the interviews yourself?
Yes, I did, but I'm not a part of the documentary, so it's not about me. It's about the people on.
So you basically asked the question and we basically get to hear them explain and talk about the situation and their
Right,
experiences. You just kind
right.
of guide them with questions and let them do, explain the whole thing. There's really not much you can ask them other than get them started and say, "Hey, lights, camera, action" type deal, and they're ready to tell
Yeah,
you exactly what they're doing. I'm sure they've been waiting to tell this story too.
they are, and some of them needed a little bit of guidance, so they would ask for questions beforehand. Some of them were pretty much okay with me, just kind of like giving them impromptu questions. You have some great speakers on here, like some great, experiences that were told. So I think it all kind of worked out. I think Michael Berryman was the most prepared though, because he made me send the questions beforehand and he pretty much like had them already pre-programmed. The answers already pre-programmed. He was like answering the questions before I asked. I'm like, slow down.
I could
I'm like,
not wait to meet him at Spookala. He seems like such a good dude, and I've been a fan of his for so long, for so
mention
long. So I'm excited.
him. He's very
I
supportive of the project.
I
Yeah.
definitely will. Doomsday's Krypt's got a 20 by 20 there. We're ready to rock and roll. So
Nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
I'll
congratulations on that.
Oh yeah, it's one of the things I love to do is conventions. We put on get some artists and talent from the community, put them on the table, different mask makers, different artists, different indie projects. I plan on putting on a big screen behind me and running them. And, I try to just support the talent in the community, but no matter who it is, and encourage everybody to really follow their dreams and their passions. And like I said, this is something that I love filmmaking. I love horror. I love, like I said, whether it's art or masks or you name it, I'm into it. And so this is something that kind of mixes both of things that I'm very passionate about between my job and this. So this is a project I was interested when it was brought up to me about what was going on, and I'd seen it around Facebook and stuff. I was like, yeah, I definitely would love to talk to this person and know more about the situation that, of other people and hear their experiences. Because I even had somebody who's a documentary filmmaker, and he's documenting Dookie Fly Swatter, and it's a band from the 80s who did like a horror theme. So I love documentaries anyway. So this is like the perfect blend for me of enjoyment. So it's something I'm looking forward to.
Nice.
It's a project I'm excited.
I'm excited about it too. I'm not sure if I don't think I mentioned it on John Evans' podcast, but we do have a lot of personal supporters and contributors on here that we probably wouldn't be able to have such great music. Like we have a great scoring soundtrack by Michael Dennis Tenney, and he is, for those of you that love like 80s horror, he scored a lot of films back in the 80s, like films like The Brain. He scored The Prophecy with Christopher Walken, which is another Night of the Demons is a very famous one. So he made our music and he donated an amazing soundtrack. So guys, the scoring on this is like proper.
Great cause and great score. You can't go wrong there.
Yeah,
Sounds like you got a winner on your hands. Thank you, Daniel, for sharing it out. And anybody who's watching on YouTube, there should be a link if you go to see more, if you're on your computer, where it says StreamYard/Facebook. If you hit that, it'll right away let me see your name. So I'd know I'm Kevin Von Espers here. Awesome to see him. He's Mr. Dookie there. So and Jay Dredd's here, Night of the Demons.
Oh yeah.
So we got a great crowd in here. I thank everybody for coming in here.
Welcome, guys.
Daniel Craig sharing it out. We got Booze Bully Jarvis. Bunch of different people in here. I'm excited to see all you guys. I got to go back to StreamYards. Hey guys, this is an important project to support, and it's something that means a lot. It means a lot, and this is something that helps people. I think some of the most people, especially doing what I do for a career, who really, don't have rights and really need people to advocate for them, are the ones in the community like this. Whether it's mental with special abilities or physical with special abilities, right. They're the ones who really really need that extra push and that support. It goes a long way with them.
Absolutely.
I mean, it doesn't matter what their ability is. They have strengths in other things. Like I was lucky enough to have Sarah Agnes Church on, and I didn't know when she was coming on until she came on. And she's part of the Sawyer Massacre, and she's an actress. I don't know. You probably heard of her, seen her around. And I had her on.
Her name. That's awesome.
Yes, and she can't hear. I didn't know that until I came on, and I found her fascinating, and her excitement and enthusiasm really is what it got me to put her on. And this was before I knew anything. It's like, well, if you're this excited, you got to just come on the show. And I found out, I'm like, this guy's talking for me. Like, is this woman in trouble? And it was her dad helping her out. Her family's really supportive with her, and they brought her all the way to Texas from Illinois to shoot her scene at the Sawyer Massacre. She's one of the I root for her. She's my favorite actress right now. So I'm always rooting for her.
I would have loved to include her on the documentary.
I'm sure you could probably reach out to her. I bet you she would love to tell you part of her story.
We're in we're in the post phase, but definitely tell her to reach out to me as soon
She,
as she can. I mean, maybe, who knows? I might be able to
I'll
squeeze.
send you her link. You know, whatever. You can always reach out to her and let her know what you're doing. It might be a project she's interested in watching too, and her family. I think it goes a long way. Sarah's very sweet. She always messages me and lets me know about things. She just got a new role, she said. So
Yes.
congratulations to Sarah if you are watching. Like I said,
Congratulations.
she's my new favorite actress.
Aw.
And I know she's in the Sawyer Massacre, and I had Scotty on, Scotty Parkin, who's playing Leatherface, and you know, Steve Merlot's been cool. I'm actually an associate producer on that film, and it's
Oh,
a
nice.
real honor. And
He's
yeah, I just I'm not gonna be happy if Scotty or Leatherface does any damage to her. I might have to come down there. No, but she was so excited about her scene, and like I said, it was a short scene she was in, but she was so excited. I'd hear from her daily telling me, oh, I'm going to Texas. She was asking me if I was going. And I would have loved to gone, but I couldn't take time off from work. And I would have loved to go on the set and meet Steve in person because he's all the way in Canada and the cast and
Steve's
crew. And
I would like to
yeah,
meet him one day too.
yeah, Steve's a talented director. I mean, I seen his recent film, Disorder. It was won some awards, and it was done on basically a pizza, give you a pizza budget. You know, that's what everybody worked on it, and it gave me a real it was a I want to say it was about 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and it had like a really good Michael Myers original 78, which is my favorite film because obviously they didn't have this big budget to do the kills this way, but they
Right,
set the tone and the vibe where the kills you didn't have to see the blood and guts and gore. So
right.
yeah, yeah, I'm proud of Sarah.
That's
But I'm
awesome.
proud of what you're doing. I think that's great for the community. I think showing awareness like that is amazing.
Thank you. I do have there is a deaf guest on the documentary, and we also have a translator on there as well. So um in that sense, like, you know, people, you know, there's sign language, and that's the only we have like a two box, like a two-part interview there, because you have the translator and the guest. But he's an animator, and he's just as brilliant. He's pretty funny too.
That's so
I,
cool. It
I
sounds
so.
like so. Some of the projects you've worked on, I want to. You know what? Let's show the Indiegogo trailer. I say we roll that, and
Yeah,
we'll talk about some of the perks.
yeah, let's do it.
All right, all right. I got it all ready.
Yeah.
So
Slay.
it's all ready and set. So it only should take me about 15, 20 minutes to get it rolling. All right, here we go.
You know, it's seeing all those people there that are trying to realize what was in your head for so long, and now they're trying to build it in reality.
That you can do anything. Don't let your disability stop you from doing it.
I saw Freddy Krueger at age 3, and I was kind of hooked on horror from that moment on.
Horror is one of the most potent tools that we have for that change. A trusted name in terror. I write horror, science fiction, and dark fantasy.
I haven't let my disability stop me from creating.
For Pluto, for Hills Have Eyes, I go, oh wow, you had skull surgery, I can see the scars. Oh, that'll make you, and then it'll fit the formula.
In Hollywood, it's like, that's as diverse as you're going to be. You can't be somewhere else.
Physical condition, and you're trying to work into the film business, don't quit. My name is William Crane, and I am horror able.
I didn't expect that.
Very cool. Very, very cool. All right, so let's see. Let's do it like this so we can go through the perks, and that way everybody can see you.
Perfect.
Look at that. Look at that. I'm almost a novice at doing this now.
Wow, you're a pro, John.
Well, let's not get carried away. I'm terrible. I'm
Well,
lucky I could figure this part out. I'm working on it though. I'm working on it. I need to
Right.
hire somebody to do it for me because it's not one of my strong suits. But you know what? I'm gonna do it this way so we can actually see it. Let's see if I can. All right, this way I can roll through it. So we got the Horror Able special thanks. 6 have
Yeah.
claimed it. It's a $10 perk, and you want to explain it? It's just basically a special thanks, which hey,
Right.
a special thanks that contributes to the project, which is really cool. And then
And
we
that's-
got this.
Sorry,
Oh,
I was just going to
no.
mention that special thanks is not only on our social media platforms, but also on my website, which is www.horrortourguide.com. So we're also promoting it there, and we'll be celebrating you on the internet elsewhere as well.
Well, everybody's saying Officer Salvador, who's one of the toughest dudes I know, one of the coolest people I know, says he loves it. And if it comes from Officer Sal, it's gold in my book.
Oh, thank you so much, Salvador. Thanks for your support.
He's actually in Texas. I told him he had to go down to Texas and keep an eye on that thing, but he was busy doing something else, wasting time. That Sal guy. But all joking aside, he just beat cancer, kicked its ass, had surgery. Yeah, dude's a warrior.
I'm
real proud of him. Yeah.
Congrats to you.
Yeah, awesome. I always got to give my dude a shout out. I'm real proud of him.
Yeah, absolutely, for beating cancer. That's amazing. That's an amazing. God bless.
He's a hero of mine. He's a hero. He really is. He's a good dude. We got the digital screamer pack.
Every time I hear that, I'm gonna scream.
The name's great.
This one is starting with the you'll receive a digital poster. So we have a poster that we haven't released. You'll see some like concept posters that we have, and even with the one with where the trailer started is not the official poster for Horror Able. We've designed like a kind of 80s retro style poster, or 70s 80s retro is our ode to the horror genre. But so you'll get that in a poster, and along with an electronic thank you card. And then you'll get the first look digital teaser. Now it's not anything like you just seen. This one actually has this is an elongated trailer. It's about 3 minutes long. It's cut from the original from the film, and it's key highlights of the film, and just to kind of entice and get you more involved in it, and just a little kind of like tidbit of what's to come. So you'll be the first one to get a little more information on the documentary and get a bigger sneak peek look into it. So we're very excited about that as well.
That's a great perk for $30, honestly. And then we got the Horror Able goodie bag. Oh yeah, trick or treat and goodie bags. I love it. I'll click on it and you can explain it.
So the horror goodie bag is everything mentioned above. So you get the special thanks, you'll get the first look digital poster, and I'm sorry, you get the first look digital teaser, and then you'll also get the Horror Able poster. But what makes this one extra special is our Horror Able goodie bag. It's just a grab bag full of cool, like, horror junk. It's just fun, just like fun stuff. It's a bag of it's a nice bag of gory goodies. So if you invest in that one, you'll have a little bag of horror treats for you to remember us by.
Horror junk is always my favorite kind of junk.
Yeah, all the time. I mean, come on, if you're horror obsessed the way we are, I mean, I'm sure that you have like a horror collection of stuff that's probably collecting dust.
I got one or two pieces.
We love it.
If you go to my other place where I do usually like later interviews,
right?
It's where my Doomsday's Krypt really is. I just and you'll see the stuff I got, and I got more and more coming, especially for the events. This is kind of my boring background, but it's the most ideal time I offer. It's just I can't do it in Doomsday's Krypt because I'm not there.
Right, right.
So we got the Horror Able movie lover. Oh, before we go to this, yes, being a horror fan is something else. I went to a garage sale yesterday. I didn't really want to go, and I just stopped there. One of my friends wanted to stop by. Of course, there's a pumpkin with a light, and then for $1, I bought some horror junk. I couldn't let it go. I'm like, that'd look good in the crypt if I had some more light like that.
Hey, it's everything, you know, I own is, I think a little bit of everything I own is horror things. I mean, I literally have horror things around me at all times. You see my little black rat here, my ode to the movie Rats.
I usually do. I feel so naked at this place without it. You know, I got to bring like a mask with me just to have a, you know, just to have something to look at. The only thing I got, there's nothing. I brought some stuff last week. But.
In my room, I have the Beetlejuice theme going on. I just need to finish it. I need to get the purple paint to finish the walls. That's why you see a lot of white in the background as well. So I'm half Beetlejuice. Right now it's just Beetle. I haven't reached the juice stage yet.
We'll show the Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
The Beetlejuice lit up.
I hope you guys like it.
It's cool.
The Haravana. Yeah.
Now, if you really want to go out, you put the town in your living room, or in your room, like they had in the movie.
Great. I'm actually I'm gonna have a giant sandworm mural on the opposite side of the wall. It's gonna look really cool in here.
That is cool. That is cool.
I do horror themes all over my house. I have a Jaws bathroom. I have a zombie bathroom downstairs.
Do you theme it out like a zombie room, Michael Myers room, Jason room?
Yeah, why not? Right?
I would.
So I dedicate my house to horror. House of
horror. I just use my one little room that I have to myself. It's probably like 9 by 10, and just stuff the crap out of it with as much horror crap as I can get in there.
Oh, I love it.
So we got let's see, we got the $100 horror able movie lover. There's always a horror able movie lover in us.
Sure is.
And this is a great perk.
Yeah, this one includes everything that we spoke about prior. So you get the digital teaser, first look digital teaser, the horror able poster, the special thanks, and the horror able goodie bag, along with an added movie. It's a shrink wrap movie from my horror vault. So it's a surprise movie, guys. And,
so you never know which movie you're gonna get. Nobody's getting the same movie.
Unless you reach out to me personally, like I've had two people have. Well, the two people that claimed to have. And so I have 2 Blu-rays. So one person claimed a Blu-ray personally, and then the other one claimed a specific movie on DVD. So
I'd probably ask you for the scariest movie of all time, The Notebook.
I have that one, and it might be shrink wrap too.
No, I was just kidding. If I donate, I don't want that one. That scares the hell out of me. And then we got the last perk.
Oh my!
Horror able trained fans. All right, I want to hear this.
Well, this is very exciting, guys. As you know, or may not know, director William Crane, director of Blackula and The Gila Monster and The Mod Squad and a bunch of other television stuff that you probably familiar with, like non-horror related, like Dukes of Hazzards and stuff like that. He's been a director for a while of television, and he made a series of blaxploitation films. And actually, I don't know if you know, this is Blackula was one of a trilogy, and he has yet to complete the trilogy. So he's released 2 films back in the 70s and 80s, I believe. And then so yeah, there is one soon to come, guys. So just to let you know, William Crane is coming back out of retirement, and there is something brewing, and you'd be the first one to get a personalized video. He is a very hard person to get in touch with. He is very hard to grab for interviews and stuff like that. So this is like a personalized video by William Crane, thanking you for contributing. He's very supportive of this project, so much so that he's also disclosed some of his own personal information on this documentary. And he's taking his time out of his busy schedule to congratulate 20 lucky people that make this claim. And so far, one person claimed it. So there's 19 more opportunities to grab that perk. Get it, because that's a part of history. He's like one of the first Black directors. You know, he's the one that paved the way for a lot of Black cinema. And I feel like in a way, he's like iconic and such, you know, an important part of horror history. So, you know, that's a special one for me. Thank you, William Crane, for that one, by the way.
Well, he must think you're doing something, well, know what you're doing something special, and stuff like this, and making differences. And I'm sure, as far as him, like you said, he broke trends back in the day. Seeing these type of trends is another thing to really stand up and fight for, with different abilities and stuff like that. It's, you know, horror able. I love the concept of it. I really, really do.
Thank you.
And I'm wishing you the best on it for sure. I know you said you only had an hour, so I still got you for 30 minutes.
Yeah. You got
I'm
me.
just.
I'm not.
Those are great perks.
Huh?
I said those are great perks, though. They really are.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
What's your plan when it releases? Are you going to do a post-production type Indiegogo campaign where people will be able to buy the movies too, or are you going to have it as a stream, or are you looking at putting it on streaming service, or?
Well, right now, in terms of like the post-production, I'm in talks with someone for distribution right now. So fingers crossed, it can end up on a network like Netflix or Shudder or something like that, you know. I'm hoping that I you know, like there's interest. Basically the 5 venues that they that this producer has spoken to me about are all good. So if it ends up on any one of those streaming services, I'd be like, thank you.
There's so many good ones out there now. There's Tubi, there's Plex that's actually catching on with me, Crackle, even Pluto. Amazon puts things on where people can buy around.
Right?
Yeah.
Hulu?
Yeah, I swear I watch the ones I don't pay for. I watch Tubi more than anything else. It's got a better list of horror than I've ever seen. And Plex is up there though too. I was introduced that from another filmmaker, Jason Pitts. His Alone is up there, and he's doing like a 4-part movie thing, and that introduced me to Plex. So I got to give the shout out to the indie community for that one. And, they got some great movies like Frankenhooker and a bunch of classic 80s horror movies that I love. I just want to watch them all the time.
I'm addicted to 80s horror. Don't get me started. We'll just take
the
competition. We'll take a different turn.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's what I love about these talks, because I'm sure a lot of the people in the movie are horror fans, that this is really giving them motivation to to do something different, because people it's hard to explain. Like, even in my job, like, I like to do conventions and stuff, and I was able to take mine. But there's people that don't understand, like, that even in the company or the field I work for, they think, oh, horror, they say freak show and stuff like that. That's not what the horror community is about. No. It's about sharing and embracing everything in there. And I think it's probably the most open-minded, really, cons. They're not nearly, I've been there, and it's like, hey, nice, I remember one dude was walking by, and one of the guys who was sitting at the table with, he's like, oh man, that's a killer sword. It's a saber. Just the attitudes. And like, one of my guys looks like Super Mario. I'm like, hey, we found your brother. It's like, but you go to a horror community, everybody treats everybody good. That's where I loved it. It's not only the movies. It's cool to go to these conventions now, and I get to experience the good people in the community that are there, that go to experience it. And a lot of these 80s horror legends coming back that you get to see. Even Berryman, you get to see him a lot. He's at a lot of conventions. The ones I went to, I got to meet Nick Castle, who's like my idol. 78 Halloween's my favorite movie of all time.
Oh, that's
got to hang out with James Jude Courtney. We got Officer Sal a call from James Jude Courtney. It was like cool. Like, me and him, I'm looking forward to seeing him. But that's what's so great about the conventions. I met so many good people. One of my friends that Sal knows well and owns a few things and does a lot of the stuff at my table, Vinny Cucarato from House of Horrors. I always get I always got to, or Houses of Horrors, because there's so many. Houses of Horror does these amazing pieces of art. Like I'll send you pictures. We're not at my Doomsday's Krypt, but he did this Halloween 3 lamp, and he was so excited to get it, and with Tom Atkins there, he got it signed by him. Tom Atkins loved it, and like he came back. I got a video clip. He's like, Tom Atkins, he signed this for me. He was talking about it. He called up David. He called up Tommy Lee Wallace. He was telling Tommy about this lamp, and just his excitement telling him, because I didn't want to sell the lamp, but I was like, this dude is so excited. I'll sell it to him. I'll sell it to him. I'll got the Halloween lamp. I'll have him sign the Halloween 78 lamp. And just the excitement in his face made it so worth it. I had to capture on video what he was telling. I go, I got to catch this. I mean, this makes it worth it. And just the community, when they get something that they think is so cool, and then one of their idols signs it, it can't beat a horror convention. I always say, if you've never been to one, you got to go.
Oh, I love my first horror convention. I think was Chilla Theater, because I'm originally from New York, and Chilla Theater is in New Jersey, I believe. And oh my goodness, it became ritualistic to me. Like really, I was there like every time that like they had, because at first I thought that was the only horror convention. I didn't know there was other things like Monster. When I was living in LA, I was all over them. I was at Scream Fest, ScareCon, Monsterpalooza, Son of Monster, and it was just so fun. Like I miss the convention days. I haven't been to a convention since IMATS, I believe, where it was all the special effects, prosthetics, new creatures, and that's pretty cool too. I mean, some people
you do it.
Yeah, IMATS is not necessarily a horror convention, but guys, don't sleep on IMATS. Like, there's nothing but special effects makeup, like top special effects makeup artists that work on all kind of films. Like, they had I forgot his name, but they had the special effects makeup artist that worked on Donnie Darko. He was there. There was like Greg Nicotero was there. Yeah, Greg Nicotero. And sometimes they're the judges too. And I mean, it's a huge makeup convention. So women and men who like makeup, would love this. I mean, like it's new. They have like all their like makeup designers like MAC and L'Oreal, like people that you are familiar with, and Anastasia. And then you have like these new like makeup creators and new makeup. I'm like fascinated about all that stuff. I'm such a girl, right? But
there's nothing wrong with that.
Collide, right? You have the makeup, and you have an event going on where people are just working on a body prosthetic, like creating a creature. So each team is representing, their special effects makeup company, and they all come out and they all kind of compete with designing something. And the winners, everybody gets their like, their demo work like featured in IMATS and stuff. And I was actually dating one of my ex-boyfriends was competing in that. And yeah, and so it was a really cool experience. It was the first time that I ever, and I was kind of a part of it because I was like documenting it, and I helped to like break down some like makeup stuff. I wasn't part of the whole process, but that was actually pretty cool. So guys, don't sleep on IMATS. If IMATS comes to you, it's worth it. Like you'll get to see some.
It's kind of like that show Face Off, right?
Yes, it's like Face Off comes to life, and Monsterpalooza does that too. My friend Bria Joseph, I'm giving people shout outs here. She's also a special effects makeup artist, and she actually, what I like about her is that she works with people with disabilities. So one of her, she had made a zombie that that was missing a limb, and she like was able to like have all these like veins and stuff coming from the girl's like arm. I mean, I was fascinated, and I thought, I was like, how the hell? I was so ignorant at the time. I'm like, how do you make that work? And she's like, oh, I don't have an arm. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. It was like so realistic, But
it's amazing what some people can do with special. I love it,
Really, yeah. It's really amazing. I love that whole process. I mean, I love seeing something, I do makeup, and I've done like beauty makeup, wedding makeup. And that to me is boring. I like to make people ugly. I like to make people like weird and crazy looking, you know. So I like, you know, when I started working with prosthetics and special effects makeup, it was just like a new world for me, you know, creating like different characters, and it's fun. And I'm not even as good as like Tom Savini or Greg Nicotero, but
Who is,
I'm okay.
right?
I'm
Who
okay.
is? Who's as good as them? You know, but they're legends at what, if it wasn't for them, and they run
Or-
schools. Now,
yeah,
I know Tom Savini has a school, and Tom Savini and Greg Nicotero are two of my favorites, just because of what they've, not only what they do still, but what they've done is
what they've
just,
accomplished.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it opens so many doors for all this stuff. The
Right.
special effects, even in the first Friday the 13th, and Night of the Living Dead, just, I mean, you just, it's just amazing. Like, I wish I could do it. Is that like that missing limb that you saw in person what got you to go, I'm done doing makeup on faces, I'm ready to start doing some prosthetic makeup and doing this kind of
Yeah,
stuff?
that really encouraged me. I mean, I was doing like minor makeup work and stuff, but and I did like actually I never even knew that was possible. I was kind of like a little ignorant. I was in the beginning stage of like my special effects like makeups, like, you know, my journey, you know. And when I seen that, I was like, oh my God, like that's amazing. Like there are people with disabilities like this that I can, you know, use. I mean, I feel like, especially like there's organizations like that that support people with disabilities, and they have, you know, and they get them like really big jobs. I mean, there's a very famous guy that had a cancer, a tumor in his brain that ate up. It was like a flesh-eating tumor or something, and it ate up part of like his brain and his eye socket and everything. So he was able to stick his finger from the top of his head through his eye, and he actually made a career out of this. So now he's one of the most sought after people for special effects. I mean, models. He was in what's that movie called?
I think I know who you're talking about,
I don't want to
because
misquote his name. And I was looking for him for this documentary. I think he's fascinating. Like,
yeah,
I'm like, so amazing, you know. Damn it. The guy's name slips my mind, and I just recently posted some information about him, like a meme about him. But I know one of the films that he was in was from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. He was one of the people a part of that. One of the creatures.
I know who you're talking about. I know I've seen him around. There's other ones who are missing arms for real that love to do this stuff.
Yeah,
where it really is something that is useful, especially in like zombie movies, or, you know,
right. War movies.
Any type of scene, any horror movies in general. Yeah, really.
Like
even drama movies, you could have a scene where a guy, you know.
I don't know if you could hear me, but like war movies, like, you know, movies in Vietnam, movies, and, you know, they're in the battlefield or whatever, and you see like people. I remember Saving Private Ryan. There was a scene where a guy was kind of like dragging his body, and his legs were like not there or something, or half there. And that was, you know, they worked with a lot of people with you know, amputees and stuff like that. And I thought that was, you know, I think that's brilliant. I mean, like, it adds to the realism too. I mean, definitely when you have there is a need for everyone in this industry. You know what I mean? Like, definitely everyone could be put to good use. We all have our abilities in different ways, right? Different abilities, as John says.
Yeah, you know, and it makes a difference, and it leaves a legacy too. And that's not something everybody can say. You know, everybody wants to leave a legacy, but not everybody can. And once you're on film or something, it's something that they can't take away from you. And these people haven't, like the guy you were talking about being in demand. I mean, he's made a good career out of doing something I'm sure he loves to do. Instead of it being a disability, it was an ability for him that helped him have a great career, which is always great when you can turn something that, you know, I don't want to say a lemon because but turning a bad situation with the skin disease and everything into a positive situation that Probably might even have given him a better life than he would have had if it didn't happen. And
Absolutely.
that's inspiring.
He has a very lucrative career. And what I found that was kind of like ironic was there's a lot of people out there that don't believe that's him, like that he really looks like that. Some people think that that's makeup in movies. So it's going to be, you know, a lot of things. I mean, this is actually the first time ever in his whole career, he's like in his 70s, that he's ever spoken to that is the first time in his career that he's ever spoken about his condition in full depth. So I mean, like, he takes us throughout what happened, and you know, and everything. It's very interesting. And he also speaks about his limitations and how you know, Hollywood has accommodated that when it comes to his disabilities. Yeah.
He's made use of it. Mike Ross is saying, we have an actor in a haunted attraction with no legs. We cut off fake legs in front of the customers. That's awesome. He must have a blast and look forward to that haunted house every year.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I'd be jumping because it's so unexpected, right?
Yeah.
Nice, good one, Mike. What's your haunted attraction? What is it? Do you own like a haunted house or a theme park or something? I do horror tours. That's why I'm asking. It's my next show coming up, guys. After this project, we're embarking. Horror tour guide is going live.
Look at you, Mike. Mike Ross might have somebody coming to check out his haunted house through Doomsday's Krypt. Hey, look, that's how we do things here.
Cross promotion.
We make connections.
I'm all for it. I'm all supporting my fellow horror people. So definitely Sinister Sydney. And oh, I like that. Sydney, Iowa. I will have to come check you out one day and give you a horror tour. Probably on my way to California.
I'm not sure if he's saying you and Mike have talked before in the past. So you must be on each other's friends list. And I know, I'm pretty sure I've spoken to Mike before myself. I know I've seen him around the community. So I'm not sure if he's talking to me or you, but maybe he has talked to you. And if you guys aren't connected on Facebook, definitely connect.
Maybe.
You know,
I have spoken with some people that own attractions too on through the horror tour guide. So it could be a possibility. And if, yeah.
Yeah, Mike's saying he talked to us both. So
I'll find out and
cool.
check my phone.
I know I've seen Mike Ross around all over the community.
Definitely sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Now you have me like wanting to check my phone.
Yeah, she's checking in on you, Mike.
I'm checking right now, Mike.
She's gonna Google how to get to Iowa, to Sydney, Iowa. She's hitting the road. You better get that haunted house set up early now.
You see, Mike Ross. And okay, I found him. And we are friends, but we've never chatted. I have proof.
Maybe in comments. That happens sometimes too.
Maybe, could be. Yeah, unless maybe with my new phone it erased previous conversation.
It could have. Anything can happen with Facebook. Maybe they didn't want you.
Information. I'd love to give you a shout out.
Yeah. So now you have it at least. I'm glad you took the time to do it, and that's cool. I'm not sure how far I am from Iowa because I love haunted houses. I'd love to go on the road and check some out. Like while I'm going to conventions and stuff, stop and check. Like it's a long drive. Like I'm going to Florida, and I kind of want to have a route to go where I can stop. The only problem is, well, May's not going to be too bad for the drive because I'm driving from Missouri. And then August could be a little rough but I shouldn't have as much stuff because I'm leaving my parents with it. I'm taking over their house in Florida with horror stuff. So
that's where I'm at right now. So John,
where's that, Florida?
Are you coming down? Yeah.
I'm coming down to the Vero Beach area, Port St. Lucie area for Spookala. And then Spookala's in Ocala, Florida. And that's the 13th through the 15th. And then I'm coming back down in August for Phantasm. I got Beatrice Bupley coming to that. You know, my good friend, I can't wait to meet Amanda Kruger herself is going to be there. So we're going to be decking her out. I got a few people working on some awesome stuff. well, I'm not going to have a friend come down there, and I can't wait to meet her in person. Not be set up with awesome. You know, I'm gonna make sure it's gonna be the coolest area for anybody that's around me.
Nice.
Yeah. She's such a nice lady. She's gonna be back on for an interview soon. She's out partying with her friends. She's out on a getaway. She sent me a picture of herself riding a horse. So she's out there just living the dream. And I'm looking forward to speaking with her again because her kids had just moved out. She was getting the empty nest feeling, which you talked about then. And now with all these conventions and everybody's demanding Amanda Kruger, Beatrice, and excited to meet her, which they should be because she's really, really cool. She gets into her Amanda Kruger nun's outfit. Really, she embraces it. I'm glad to see her having so much fun with conventions and just doing everything. And she got over the empty nest real quick. So it was an adjustment for a lot of people that when their kids go to college. Like my son's 25 and my daughter's 25. So it's the empty. What? No, well, one's not biologically mine, but the other is. But it doesn't matter. He's still my son. So yeah, I've been with him since 3, and he still asks me for money like any kid would.
Well, John, I think I'm gonna start jumping off because I have an interview in a little bit, in about 15 minutes. But
no problem.
And it's like I could give you like maybe 5 more minutes.
It's up to you. Mike Ross is saying he's got horses here too.
Oh yeah? Oh,
there
nice.
You go.
John, whenever you're in Florida, give me a shout out. I mean, let me know. Maybe we could meet up.
Yeah, you should check out Spookala and Phantasm. It's gonna be awesome.
If I'm here, wait, what's the other one that you said? Phantasm?
Phantasm Orlando.
Oh, I'll be in that. I forgot to tell you, I'm gonna be with the special effects makeup artist Rick Gonzalez from.
Oh, nice.
From
I'll be with Beatrice Bupley and all the other people. Like I'm bringing a kick-ass event. I'm bringing a kick-ass. Yeah.
I'm gonna be doing zombie makeup demos with Rick Gonzalez from Dawn of the Dead. So definitely come see me. We're gonna be at the same.
Oh, I'll be there all weekend. Just look out for a lady on a scooter. That'll be my mother. We're planning on decking her scooter out like the Goblin from Maximum Overdrive. I've warned people. I asked Anthony Greco, who runs the event, to make sure people know to stand clear. I asked him if he'd have guardrails around the tables this year. He said only if I bring them. So he's expecting me to kind of protect people. But I do recommend anybody at Phantasm Orlando, you stay clear of a scooter that's like a Goblin, or wear steel toe shoes, or you're in trouble.
That's right.
Just know I'm giving the warning out there.
Is she gonna have the theme song from the Wicked Witch? The Wicked Witch. You remember that?
You know what? She should have a boombox in the back of that scooter.
Yeah, she should like troll around with some.
You know what she needs is to be set up like Jaws on top. You know, instead of the Maximum Overdrive, and just have doo doo.
Switch up theme songs. She could switch up theme songs and keep her going on all day at the convention. She'll be very entertaining.
It's so cool with my parents because they'd never gone to a convention, and I did Phantasm Orlando last year, and it was tough because my mom she didn't know what was really to expect, but my parents are like horror freaks now. My dad's a total computer nerd, and he's like all into it. Like they've been married so long, they get stuck in a rut where they, you know, this is like a new thing for them that they get excited about and enjoy it. Yeah. They're proud of Johnny.
I'm so happy that you mentioned that because I totally forgot about because I've been promoting this so much. I haven't even had a chance to announce my upcoming stuff. But yeah, that's definitely an event, guys. If you're gonna be in Orlando, that's in August, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Orlando Phantasm, August 19th through the 21st.
Yes, I will be there doing makeup demos with legendary makeup artist from Tom Savini's team himself, Rick Gonzalez. And he's worked on Dawn of the Dead. He's worked on movies like Shakta. There's, oh my goodness, Evil Speaks. I think he was in that one too. There's a bunch of classic horror movies that he's been doing and things that you see in Universal Studios. And in Disney. He just finished working in Star Wars land in Disney. He's still an active guy, and yeah, so he'll be on my horror tour too, and you'll see me in August. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, we'll have to do like an interview. We'll plan an interview for August while I'm there.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd probably be the best time to get him too, because he's very hard to get in terms
Well,
of.
I was talking to you, but that's cool too. And maybe my mom can literally crash it. You know what I mean? Pull a wheelie on that scooter. Maybe see her stunt abilities. See what she's got left.
Well, are you gonna be recording live? Are you gonna be?
I'm gonna try to. I'm thinking about having some help, like some staff helping me, because I do a lot of it on my own. I'm driving down there and setting up, and I want it's so hard to try to film and then deal with people coming and talking. Like my table usually get a lot of people, and I love to interact and talk. Like now, so filming has been tough, but this year I plan on doing it more. I'm a little more seasoned at doing it, so we'll see.
Nice.
But I know you got to go.
Yeah, I'll definitely pass by your booth. Let's keep in touch, John, and I'll promote this on Horror Tour Guide as well. Guys, Horror Tour Guide coming soon to you, but come to me, www.horrortourguide.com, www.womenofcolorinhorror.com, because I also support women of color in horror. I'm all about inclusivity and horror able. Come to my campaign, Indiegogo. Help me reach my goal. It's only $3,000, people. You know, help me reach this goal. It's for a good cause, and you'll see a great project afterwards. John, thank you so much. All the best, and stay scary.
You're welcome. And I'm gonna run it off with the trailer so you can bounce. And thank you for coming, Sydney. I'm gonna do the Indiegogo trailer one more time for you guys, and then I'm out of here too. Thank you, everybody, and thank you, Cindy, again. Here comes the trailer.
Thank you so much, guys. Scare you later.
Scare you later.
You know, it's seeing all those people there that are trying to realize what was in your head for so long, and now they're trying to build it in reality.
That you can do anything. Don't let your disability stop you from doing it.
I saw Freddy Krueger at age 3, and I was kind of hooked on horror from that moment on.
Horror is one of the most potent tools that we have for that change. A trusted name in terror. All right, horror, science fiction, dark fantasy.
I haven't let my disability stop me from creating.
For Pluto, for Hills Have Eyes, I go, oh wow, you had skull surgery, I can see the stars. Oh, that'll make you, and then it'll fit the formula.
In Hollywood, it's like that's as diverse as you're going to be. You can't be somewhere else.
Physical condition, and you're trying to work into the film business, don't quit. My name is William Crane, and I am horror able.
I didn't expect that.
I guess it helps to have the mic on. Yeah, Mike, I will be at Kansas City Krypticon, but they haven't announced Kansas City yet, but I'm going to go to the Minneapolis in September. So that's going to be exciting. They got a pretty stacked list. A lot of on-the-road stuff for that. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, everybody who's been in the chat. I appreciate all the support from everybody in the community. It's a total honor having all you guys here and all the support. Tomorrow night, I got a comedian on. I don't even want to botch his name, but we're gonna have a funny Easter type stream, and the guy's got a funny name, so it's gonna be a funny stream. There's just nothing about it. Take care, everybody. Thank you again.